but I went to sleep a little bit later than I should have,
Oh,
which is not that's my fault. But um, so I have a few questions that I would like to ask you, if that's okay with y'all.
yeah, sure.
Um, so can you describe a local dish from your region that you think that everyone should try?
Well, since I'm a Mteso, I don't know much about my tribe because I have not really grown up from there. But all I have known ever since I've gone there, we have been eating a millet dish, uh, and gobe. It is some local greens mixed with granite paste. Yeah, it's really nice if you get to taste it, and when you come, you really feel the taste, the excitement, mostly when it's your first time, because since I haven't grown up from there, it was my first time to eat it and it was nice. I really wanted my mom to be preparing that for me all the time. But then I got used of it. Then yeah.
Okay, that sounds good. Hopefully I'll get to try that sometime.
Yeah, when you come to Uganda, because I'm very sure it's not that side.
Well, hopefully I'll be able to go sometime and I
Yeah,
will get to
sure.
try it. Um, what does your cultural name mean?
My culture name. I'm called Akulo. Then my given name is Patricia.
Um, and what does your cultural name mean?
Well, what I've heard so far, it means a noble lady. Yeah, that's what my mom told me.
Okay. And how was your name chosen?
Well, when I was told the story that my mom was pregnant with me, when she gave birth, some auntie, like the sister to my father, is called Akulo Christine. So she wanted me to also be named Akulo. So that's how they came up with the name Akulo.
Very nice. Very nice. Um, what is a unique tradition or celebration from your hometown, and what makes it special?
Well, about that, since I've not been there much, I have not been at such celebrations, but all I'm sure, my mom attends those weddings, uh, introductions. That's all I know so far.
Well, that's okay. Um, what is your biggest dream for the future?
My biggest dream right now. I don't know whether it will change in the future, like when I'm a little bit older, but right now, as for now, my biggest dream is to really become a famous model and and a fashion designer.
Well, I'm sure that you'll be able to.
Thank you.
Um, how do you plan on achieving that?
Well, firstly, by saving, by focusing on my goals like studies, always being patient with everything, most especially time.
Well, it's always good to to always make sure that you have that plan in your mind.
Yeah,
Um, what is a subject or a skill that is considered important in your school?
the skill. God has helped me. Helped me. Pardon?
Like what is something that your school has taught you that is very important?
Always keeping time. Should always keep time, prayer.
Yes, those are very important.
Yes.
Being on time.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah. Yes, 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 it profile.
What are some challenges that women face in accessing education or leadership opportunities?
Challenges. Well, to me, the biggest challenge right now is concentrating. Like it's very hard to concentrate mostly when you have a lot on your mind.
Um,
Yes, it's first asking question. She's refusing to talk.
what role does faith play in your daily life?
Yes.
Um, like praying, God, like what role does God play in your day-to-day life?
Well, he has done so much for me that I can't even say most things. But right now, all I can say, he has saved me from a lot. Because I've been going through a lot lately. And he has helped me, he has kept me alive. Yeah, and he has given me courage to move on.
God is good. Just keep praying.
Yeah.
He's he's good and he'll be there for you. Um, how important is teamwork in leadership roles within your school?
Well, teamwork helps one. It helps one to find out what others are thinking about. Um, it brings up bigger ideas that one, like you yourself, cannot be able to think about alone. Yeah.
That's true. Having a team is very helpful to helping get your ideas out.
Yeah.
Um, how do you think that a good education can help to empower young people and women in particular?
Well, if you don't study, yeah, it's very hard for you to think about what you want to become, what you want to achieve, and connections, that things.
Yes, that makes sense.
From different places.
What are some qualities that you think make a good leader?
Well, you should always be kind, prayerful, exemplary. Um, you should always listen to the voices out there, mostly the ones that feel shy when talking, those ones who have great ideas but fear to bring them out to the world. You should hope a good leader should always be encouraging and should always keep time.
I agree with that. Some of the best ideas are the people are inside the people that stay quiet. So you always need to listen to everybody because you never
Yes.
know where the best idea will come from.
Yes.
Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, sure. Well, question one. What is your culture name?
Um, I don't really have a cultural name, but my family, my name is Joshua, but my family will usually just call me Josh or Shua. They've been calling me that for years, and I'm not entirely sure why. I'll have to ask them about why.
Do you know the meaning?
Um, Joshua, the name means a leader. I was named after Joshua in the Bible, and he was
Oh,
the leader of his men.
yeah.
And
Um,
Josh is just short for Joshua.
Uh, what is one important value or lesson that your family has taught you?
It's very similar to what you said, always listening to everybody and being respectful of everybody, no matter who they are or where they come from, because you never know who's going to have the next big idea. You never know what people are going through, as well as always being on time. So keeping time, very similar to what you said.
Okay. What is describe? Help me describe your local dish.
In the United States, there are a lot of different kinds of foods. I'm Korean, so one of the foods that I really like is called kimbap, which is white rice that is wrapped in seaweed.
Oh, it seems
And you
nice.
it is very good. A lot of times it is filled with vegetables. Sometimes there's crab or egg. Um, and it's very nice. And I don't really know how to describe it because there's the flavor of the rice mixing with the seaweed, mixing with everything else, and it all comes together.
Oh, what challenges do young people face in your community?
Challenges that young people face in my community. One of them is being heard. When when somebody young speaks, a lot of times their ideas or what they say won't be taken as seriously because they're so young, if that makes sense.
Yeah. What educational challenges do students in your country face?
An educational challenge, excuse me, that students face. Some students don't do well in a classroom environment. Like they need more one-on-one time with their teachers. And in a public school setting, a lot of teachers don't have the time because they have to work with so many students that they don't have the time to sit down one-on-one with every student that needs extra help. And there are a lot of teachers that do, but a lot of students need more help than the 15 or 30 minutes that the teachers can give them to help. And that goes for all the subjects.
Okay. Can you share a moment when you felt like a leader?
A moment where I felt like a leader. Um, this might be a little bit silly, but I exercise a lot. And when I'm in the gym, a lot of people, um, I help a lot of people that don't exactly know what they're doing as well as I do because I've been doing it for years. So I will help them to get the most out of what they're doing. And the gym is the memory that comes to my mind immediately. But the more I think about it, the more there are instances in my life where I know how to do something that somebody else doesn't know how to do quite as well, and I will do my best to help them to learn how to do it better.
How is gender equality understood in your culture?
There is a fairly large problem between equality and genders in the United States. It is constantly being worked on. Men and women are constantly working towards equality, but unfortunately, men and more particularly white men, have a much higher advantage in the United States. But it is constantly being worked on, and I hope that one day it will be equal.
Yeah, sure we will. All you need to do, just have faith in the Lord to you'll have gender equality someday.
I believe we
Uh,
will.
well, what roles does faith play in your daily life?
Me personally, I am very religious. I read my Bible every day, but in the United States, not everybody follows the Christian faith. And so not everybody goes by faith. But for me personally, everything I do, I pray and ask for guidance to find what God thinks that I should do. And asking him and Jesus to lead me to where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, sure. That's all I had for you today.
Well, it was nice talking to you. It was nice to
Nice
meet you.
talking to you too.
And hopefully someday I can go to Uganda and I can try that the dish you were talking about.
Yeah, it's really
It
nice. You
sounds
should come.
it sounds good. I hope that one day I get to try it.
You will.
All right. Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you too.
Make sure
And
that make sure that you all stay safe, okay?
we will.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.